Come on, Bob.
Another beautiful day. Make sure my phone's on.
I had arguments with my kids before I left about whether they were allowed to wear shorts today. I lost.
I was gonna say, yeah, these kids, they're resilient.
So 1970. Way back when I was in high school. That was one of our protests, is wear shorts. Word to God, people don't realize
Student council.
protests to get shorts to school.
They wouldn't let you wear short pants.
You wouldn't let you wear, you had to come in dressed up and everything like that in school, in high school especially.
In public school?
Yeah, public school, frontier. We started wearing shorts, oh my God, they went crazy. Absolutely crazy.
All right, we'll get rolling here. We have Cam Hall, Bob Hutchison, Jamal, and Andy Palmer is missing, Jamal Perkins,
Here.
Davis Bukowski,
Here.
Bob Reynolds,
Here,
Lance is out of town, and we have Mary, Jennifer, and Francesca Bond. Jennifer's on Zoom, Francesca's on Zoom, Mayor Moses and Janet McGregor Clark are also excused. We'll start with our pledge of allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Motion to open the February 15th Hamburg, New York IGA Board of Directors meeting at 7:34 a.m.
So, second.
so go ahead.
All right, got you there. Bob and Cam, Bob Reynolds and Cam. Thank you. First item on the agenda are the minutes from January 2023. Does anyone have any questions or I'm sorry, a motion?
Oh, you know what? I guess, so moved.
Okay.
Second.
Second, thank you.
I'm glad I just picked it up again, because you just had Cam and I swapped in terms of our school districts. I'm a Frontier, Cam is.
Oh. Okay.
But otherwise, I moved to approve with that correct.
Oh, yeah, I got you here.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna approve the minutes after
Amended.
as amended with changing Cam assigned to Hamburg and Davis assigned to Frontier School District. Thank you, Davis. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? You. Next is a report of the treasurer, please.
Good morning, everybody. So our income for this month, paid out for January is $2,060.56. We had business expenses of $536.78. Our total payroll expense was $10,962.59, and that's including the processing payment and everything. We laid it out a little different now. We did do a grant of $25,000. Came out of this month's January budget. So we ended up with a expenses over income of $39,980.99. We had over expenses this month. So, oh, I'm sorry, the total expense was $42,041.55. So we ended up between income and stuff is $39,000. So our total liabilities and equity right now is $1,033,012.76. Motion to approve.
I'll second that.
Thank you, Bob. Thank you, Cam. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Just a side note there, we'll probably present, have a finance committee meeting in March, just with the CDs maturing, the certificates of deposit, and just review any bank proposals in terms of interest rates or clean bank, see what we can do that.
That check was sent out then at 25,000 to,
Yes, yes,
so we're all squared away.
that's squared away.
Okay.
Okay, executive director update. I spoke with KH Industries and Staub. I had a meeting with them a week or so ago regarding their projects. The project, there were two projects. KH Industries is an expansion project. The Staub Precision Machine project, same owner, same principles, but two different IDA projects. The expansion project is experiencing delays and cost overruns. It's moving along. The new build project, they had to go back to village planning and get an extension on their site plan approval. Because that has effectively was terming out. It was more than a year before they pulled the construction permit. So they did receive that approval, but they will likely be in front, my understanding is they'll be back in front of the IGA looking for a second extension in March as well, because their sales tax period ends in April. We did do a first 6-month extension, but there's an update on that. Mission Hills, I've received, oh yes, Cam.
But the project is otherwise still got the same intent, right?
Still got the same intent, no hint of abandonment or change of scope or anything like that. It's still moving forward, which is great.
What's becoming typical construction and
Yeah, I thought we were kind of getting out of the woods with that, but and it also depends upon, the constructor and the amount of resources that the company can put into the project too. These projects take time. So sometimes, they're managing the project in addition to managing their normal day and, and it delays that. So
it's interesting. We've seen, because the school's doing a capital project, I think Frontier's doing a similarly sized one. We're seeing some pretty intense pressures right now because a lot of these contractors are holding out for a Bills job. For a job at the Bills, right? Or they've otherwise had to make commitments. So there's a real supply shortage in terms of labor who can do work. And I'd imagine that's affecting, it's the same people who are going to build buildings and.
Yeah, no, that's a great point. And that's gonna certainly have some headwinds for the next couple of years.
Not a lot of big institutional type of builders around.
Yeah,
right? So,
yeah.
That's a big project.
And
Okay,
it'll last for what? Probably to 2027.
Yeah.
yeah.
Different parts of it. I see they're trying to do the rezoning too over there too. Which part?
Mhm.
Interesting.
And then the second one that we're working on the closing process is Mission Hills Phase 4. I've received no updates. I followed up with the developer a couple times the past couple weeks and have gotten no updates on that. So we'll just keep pushing. My understanding it's still, again, it's still a project that is happening, it's still real. They just haven't gotten in the ground yet. Project activity, the other one that has not had progress other than initial meetings and understanding that an application was in process was the convent building, the redevelopment over there, the multifamily project with Sinatra. I followed up with their attorney. I haven't heard back. Advocacy and legislation. Senator Patrick Gallivan is now redistricted into Hamburg. So we did have an introductory meeting. So he could become familiar with the IDA and what we do for the town. That was productive. We had no real agenda other than just making acquaintance. I will follow up with Andy. This was something that he had brought about, Andy Palmer. I've been continuing to work with the SBA on the hub zone. Probably Andy and Janet, I'll coordinate a meeting just to confirm the second census tracts, which we would potentially, the state has to approve this, but there is potential based upon the current spend and the capacity to spend to expand, at least potentially Blaisdell into this hub zone area. So that's moving forward, which is great. This past month, we also had the state of the town address. Nothing significant, the town's in a good, stable position. So it was very positive in that regard. And then the last item was I've been pulled into, working with the town finance department, which Pat Shea is serves as our CFO. So it's nice to be able to work close with him, but just to provide updates and information on the economic status of industrial developments in Hamburg for Moody's. So basically they have a review meeting in terms of their bond rating for the municipality. I think it was a smart move for the supervisor and the finance director to, to bring in the industrial and the economic development lead just to talk about all the positive developments here. We'll see when the rating comes out if I did a good job or not.
I got a question
Yes, sir.
for you. This battery storage over here, do you know when it's coming online or anything? Do we have any update on that?
I can follow up. No, I don't know like when it'll be like effectively on, like, lit.
Yeah.
But
It's kind of interesting. We could do a little bit of PR
Sure.
on that because that's kind of unique in the state.
make a note of that.
You know what I'm saying? Since we're all moving to EV vehicles by the Super Bowl advertisements. Which I don't believe.
Oh, we need a lot more of those types of.
I know.
State boys, they're great. And then, I don't know if I mentioned it, last month I presented to the Building Owners and Managers Association, just touting, Hamburg incentives available, development opportunities in the town. Similarly, this month or next month in March, I'll be presenting to the Nice Car Group, which I sit on the board of as well, but we're doing an IDA panel and I'll be on that panel. The Village Economic Development Committee community meeting for Hamburg is tonight. I believe it's at the Hamburg High School at 5:30 if you're inclined. And our next meeting is March 15th. We had our executive committee meeting. We talked about the hub zones. We got it all covered. Any questions or comments? All right, moving on through our agenda into new business. Just a reminder for the annual board survey that is out. Mary has hard copies today, so if you could kindly complete that and submit it back to her. That is a state requirement, so we'd appreciate it, and it keeps that box checked for the state controller. And then annually, again, we're going to start reviewing our bylaws and agency policies. So Mary had submitted in the meeting packet the bylaws. At this time, we are not proposing changes to the following policies on the agenda unless there is questions as the motions are reviewed. These would effectively just re-adopt these policies for this upcoming year. So I'll begin with that. The first one is the agency bylaws. So the first item is a motion to re-adopt the Town of Hamburg Industrial Development Agency bylaws as of February 15th, 2023.
So moved.
Second, Bob. Thank you, Jamel. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Next is our governance committee charter. Motion to re-adopt the Town of Hamburg Industrial Development Agency Governance Committee Charter as of February 15th, 2023.
I'm
Giving it to Davis, Cam. No offense. Second to Cam.
Sure.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Next, Finance Committee Charter. Motion to re-adopt the Town of Hamburg Industrial Development Agency Finance Committee Charter as of February 15th, 2023.
So moved. Second.
Thank you, Jamel. Thank you. I'll give it to
staying out of it
Dan.
now.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
The audit committee.
Audit Committee Charter. Motion to re-adopt the Town of Hamburg Industrial Development Agency Audit Committee Charter as of February 15th, 2023.
So moved.
Thank you, Bob.
Second.
Thank you, Bob H. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
And investment policy.
Last is our investment policy. Motion to re-adopt the Town of Hamburg Industrial Development Agency investment policy, including Upstate Bank as of February 15th, 2023.
Hutchinson, you're up.
Davis, anyone else?
You got a second? Second.
Thank you, Cam. As we go on to question, depending upon, so Upstate Bank is in there because they do the bond, not the bonds, the certificates of deposit. So again, we might have to update this in March, depending upon where we get our best rate, but That's what the comment on that. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Thank you. Not too painful.
Well, there's no changes.
Annual meeting elections. Now's the time. We're missing a few people. If you want to make some.
It's a time to let you know.
Well, he's here. All right. We got motion to elect the executive committee members, re-elect the executive committee members, Robert Hutchison, chair, Janet McGregor Plar, vice chair, Cameron Hall, secretary, and Robert Reynolds as treasurer for a term ending February 14th, 2024.
So.
Thank you, Davis.
Second.
Thank you, Jamel. All in favor?
Aye.
No one's opposed, right? All right. You're not getting
I
out.
couldn't find anybody.
Yeah.
We looked.
Motion to elect audit committee members, Bob Hutchison, Davis Pekulski, Bob Reynolds to the committee for a term ending February 14th, 2024. So moved.
So moved. Second.
Now, thank you, Cam. All in favor on a question? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Here. Motion to elect governance committee members, Cam Hall, Bob Hutchison, Davis Pekulski to the committee for a term ending February 14th, 2024.
So moved.
Thank you, Bob. Thank you, Jamel. Not a question. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Last, motion to elect finance committee members, Bob Hutchison, Bob Reynolds, Janet McGregor Clark to a committee for a term ending February 14th, 2024.
So moved.
Jamel.
Second.
Thank you, Bob H. All on a question, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. And our reminder for sexual harassment training, we'll continue to badger you for that until everyone has it in.
Do you have is there a resource where I can do that?
Yeah.
Oh, yes,
It's not online.
yeah,
There
there
is
is,
done privately and I don't have that option.
okay, yeah, what we can do is, Mary, would you please send him that link? We can send you, essentially a YouTube.
40 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that always is.
Yeah. I know the answers by heart.
Now, are you required, on the school boards to complete that? I would think.
Surprisingly not.
No,
Really?
okay,
No.
yeah.
I mean, we don't really have an employee. I mean, I guess we the superintendent's our employee. We probably should have it.
Yeah.
Nobody's made that law yet.
I don't know if Jennifer's gonna pine on the school boards, but.
I thought everybody had to do it,
It's a good point. Probably should. Yeah.
right?
Every citizen in New York State.
Pretty much, if you're leaving your house.
Yeah.
Okay, privilege of the floor. Next, I'm gonna make a motion to go into executive session at 7:51 for a matter of attorney-client privilege.
So moved.
Thank you, Cam.
Second.
Thank you, Bob. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
We'll have two issues of executives.
Okay.